So as we meet into the core of our chapter, we're no longer kind of reviewing, we're actually jumping into some of the material in that's probably going to lead more to Math 150. And if you're going to take higher level maths, this is the kind of stuff that you'll see. But notice how there's a lot of critical thinking skills here as well in terminology that's really, really important. And again, this is also kind of pointing out how important, math is to your reasoning skills. So let's look at this example number 7, combine like terms. So we have these three terms that are connected by addition and subtraction. So we have 5x plus x minus 8x. So one of the things we have to understand, combine like terms, combine kind of means to add. So we have to remember subtraction is equivalent to adding the opposite of a number. By seeing this example as addition, the terms can be rearranged. So also we kind of note here that a positive number can represent a gain and a negative number can represent a loss. So keep that in mind as critical thinking skills go. A positive value increases like a gain or like an income, and a negative number represents a decrease or a loss or a debt. So also something you need to bring to the table, the variable is x. It's not, it's unknown in this problem. So the x has to stay in this problem. So really the goal is to simplify, which means all we really want to do in this problem is write this in simpler terms. So to write in simpler terms, we have to identify the like terms. So the key is to identify terms and then combine. One of the strategies we use is what's called the circle method. This helps us organize things. So if I look at this problem as 5x plus x minus 8x, a strategy that we use in algebra to see the terms is we can use a circle. So I circle the first term, which is the 5x. So when I circle the second one, I include the operation. So that's a positive x or just simply an x. And then if I circle the last one, the subtraction sign turns into a negative 8x. So what we're really asked to do in this problem is this. What we're asked to do is go 5x plus x plus negative 8x. So we're asked to add these three terms, okay? So a lot of times, again, we don't rewrite the problem. We want to try to do the solve mentally. So remember, the shortcut is if we have like terms, all we have to do is add the coefficients and attach the variable to the end. So if I look at this problem, what I have is a 5x, and notice that the coefficient of x just means there's one x present. So this means there's 5x's present, and we're adding another x, and then we're combining that to a negative 8x there. So its coefficient is a negative 8. So if I combine the first two, since they're pretty easy to add together, 5 and 1 would give me a 6x. So this becomes 6x plus then a negative 8x, if you will. But notice how when you combine like a gain and a loss, they don't actually add up. When you have a gain of 6 and a loss of 8, that actually implies subtraction. So you got to remember, if the signs are different, this is a subtraction problem. You have a debt of 8. You're gaining 6. So that's going to remove 6 of the debt, which is going to leave you a 2 of a debt. So in this problem, this 6, all it's doing is removing some of the debt. So that implies I'm going to go 8 minus 6 in my head. But remember, this 2, I didn't get out of debt. So I have then this negative 2x comes in as simplified. So my problem becomes then negative 2x is what they're looking for. So combining like terms, basically all we have to do is add the like terms by adding the coefficients and then attach the variable to the end. So notice that when I did the problem, I ignored the variable and just focused on the numbers. So again, if you wanted to, you could have used your calculator and you could have just typed in 5 plus 1, and you could also write that as a minus 8 or a plus a negative 8. And notice how it does give me a negative 2. So you could also write that as 5 plus 1. Because remember, subtraction is the same thing as adding the opposite. So it's just saying subtraction, you can add. Well, what's the opposite of a positive 8? That would be a negative 8. Notice this is a subtraction symbol on your calculator. This is the negative symbol on your calculator. So if I'm using a negative, I got to hit that symbol down there. So those are interchangeable on your calculator. Notice how, again, it does give me a -2. So you got to decide, what's your strength, doing it mentally or taking advantage of technology to do that. Hopefully this problem right here, you can reason it out without the calculator, and you ends up being -2x is your final answer to that problem.